Merry Christmas, everybody! A very special film for a very special day.
A very warm, very wonderful story about a boy, a girl, and a very special kind of problem.
Did you hear what I said, Miss Kubelik? I absolutely adore you.
Shut up and deal.
Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage, and whenever someone asks me about my favorite directors of all time, I always name three: Frank Capra, Alfred Hitchcock and Billy Wilder. And if I want to go with five, I add Hayao Miyazaki and Satyajit Ray to the mix. Half a year ago I already reviewed Billy Wilder's 1945 film noir drama The Lost Weekend, and today I want to talk about another of his many masterpieces, the 1960 romantic comedy drama The Apartment, starring Jack Lemmon, Shirley MacLaine and Fred MacMurray. It was nominated for 10 Academy Awards, of which it won 5, including 3 for Billy Wilder himself: Best Picture, Best Director and Best Screenplay, which he shared with his longtime collaborator IAL Diamond. It also won Best Film Editing and Best Art Direction Set Decoration for a black and white movie. And it actually was the last black and white movie to have won Best Picture until Schindler's List in 1993, which of course features some brief color elements. If you don't want to count it, it wasn't until 2011's The Artist. I actually already planned to talk about The Apartment for last year's Christmas, but I just couldn't make the time. At least now we can also celebrate the film's 60th anniversary. It might maybe not proclaim itself as your typical Christmas movie, but a holiday does play a crucial role in the film's story. Rather, its emotional, most hard-hitting moments revolve around Christmas time. And what I love so much about it is that it shows us a Christmas in which our protagonists are at their absolute lowest points in life, even ready to end it all. Christmas can be a wonderful time for many, but for those who are sad, who feel unloved and rejected, it can be the hardest time of the year. Besides Valentine's Day, I guess. But if you haven't seen The Apartment yet, don't worry. It's something that will leave you with a big smile on your face and a warm feeling in your heart. The whole movie feels like this warm, cozy blanket that I want to wrap myself up in. The Apartment very much embodies the magic of classic Hollywood for me, and somehow that's exactly what I'm looking for in Christmas time. On top of that, New Year's Eve is also prominently featured in it, so you get 2 holidays at once. A great film often begins with a great idea for a story, and the story in The Apartment is so simple and yet so genius, and from it stems this heartwarming tale. The titular New York apartment belongs to C.C. Baxter, played by the great Jack Lemmon, an insurance clerk who is working like a small ant in this giant company. We don't really know how it all started because his very special arrangement is already in place when the movie begins. The thing is, he doesn't use the apartment just for himself. Every other night he is giving away his key to one of his senior co-workers so they can use it to conduct their extramarital affairs. And their gratitude, on the other hand, surely will help Baxter to climb the corporate ladder. But it's clear from the get-go that Lemmon's Baxter isn't someone who is particularly proud of this arrangement, nor does he come across as a cold career guy or a heartless womanizer. Quite the opposite, we feel with him. Somehow he got into this whole mess, and the way this capitalist corporate system works sure doesn't make it any easier. To build even more sympathy for him, one of his seniors forgets to put the key back under the doormat, and poor Baxter has to spend the night outside, which leads to him having a terrible cold. And this might sound like a small thing, and it's a very common thing to belittle comedic performances or rate them lesser than purely serious ones, but how Jack Lemmon plays having that cold is so wonderful. In general, this is an amazing performance and a great character. The comedy is fantastic, as you might expect from Billy Wilder. The dialogue is so sharp and witty, the timing so on point. And if there has ever been a film that is as funny as it is dramatic and heartfelt, it is The Apartment. It is one of the funniest comedies, and at the same time one of the most genuine, hard-hitting dramas I know. At the core of the movie you find this very simple love triangle, but through this great setting or idea of Baxter's apartment arrangement, it is elevated and told so cleverly. The lovely Shirley MacLaine plays Fran Kubelik, an elevator operator in the building Baxter is working in, and when she's just so casually introduced at first, you wouldn't even assume that the story will revolve around her. Baxter definitely likes her a lot, and his feelings will ever so grow throughout the film. But unfortunately, she's still in love with the wrong man, Baxter's boss Sheldrake, played by Fred MacMurray. But again, the movie doesn't openly show us all of its cards from the get-go. Instead, it very cleverly leads us through the story, and once certain things are revealed, it is all the more powerful. And Wilder is such a great storyteller, and there are so many elements in the film that are coming back later on, or just elements that are so well laid out for us to get involved in this story and these characters. Just a little example that's not a big thing in the movie, but it shows how you can tell something in a very simple and yet efficient manner. Sheldrake has a secretary, and again, at first she's really not that important of a character, so normally you wouldn't really remember her. But she's also wearing these very noticeable glasses, so that when that secretary is coincidentally seeing Sheldrake with Miss Kubelik in a bar, you immediately know who that is, just because of those glasses. And again, she will be more important later on. And again, there will be more history to be revolved there as well. Everything is just so marvelously put together. And the more it progresses, the more you realize what a genuine and honest emotional core the movie has. Shirley MacLaine is perfect in the role, and her Miss Kubelik is to die for. She's so adorable and funny in the more lighthearted moments, and when things get really serious, you believe every single one of her emotions, and you want to make her feel better, as much as Baxter does. And as I've already said, the humor and the tragic and all that super sweet melancholy and heartbreak go hand in hand. The Apartment perfectly balances everything out, and you can't help but love these two characters and love the way the film is presenting their story to us. From the screenplay to the beautiful camera work, the lonesome atmosphere of this big winter city, to all the supporting actors like Baxter's neighbors or his senior co-workers, to the endlessly romantic melancholic score by Adolf Deutsch. Though it must be said that the iconic theme was actually a pre-existing piece of music by the British composer Charles Williams. There's a lot more that could be said about The Apartment, but for all of you who haven't seen it yet, I just want you to discover this beauty for yourself. So in German I'd say, Billy Wilders Das Apartment vereint wie kein anderer Film auf wunderschöne Art und Weise den gewohnt bissig-zynischen Humor mit ganz großer emotionaler Aufrichtigkeit, die einen dahin schmelzen lässt. Jack Lemmon und Shirley MacLaine sind fantastisch und spielen zwei Seelen, die unbedingt zueinander finden müssen. I give The Apartment 10 out of 10. It's more like 9.5, but I don't do that.
Mildred, he's at it again.
Alright, that's it like always. Comment below and let me know what you think about The Apartment. And also let me know what is your favorite film to watch during the holiday season. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram and Letterboxd, and also on Patreon, simply at The Jimmy Cage. And you can also become a member of the channel and get exclusive rewards. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.